I'm doing a Zodiac energy reading for Scorpio for the month of January. I'm going to relax and get tuned in. This is going to be a mini message with energy work and wisdom. Okay, here we go. I'm looking at a pair of shoes on 2 feet, and these shoes are walking. They're kind of, I don't know, they're not very big steps. They're small steps, so they're shuffling. It's like every day I'm shuffling. So that's what this image is. It's like little steps shuffling. And it's kind of an old lady who's walking with, it's like, seems to be oversized brown shoes. They're shiny, they're glossy. Things are looking better. When I was first introduced to this scene, it was kind of it was hard to understand. It felt breathable to me. It was a lot of brown colors. It wasn't very colorful. It wasn't bright. It wasn't introducing things. It was kind of holding back a little bit. But I could breathe. It felt breathable. And as it's sort of showing me a little bit more development, now I'm looking at some shoes. Oh, their shoes have feet in them. Oh, I'm shuffling. Oh, yeah, that's kind of LMFAO. Like, that's funny. Every day I'm shuffling. Like, oh, these shoes aren't just like beat up old shoes. They're kind of bright and shiny. Like, they're looking prettier. So it's kind of less progressive as things seem to be looking a little bit brighter, you know? There's more starting to reveal itself. I want there to be, things are good, okay? But right now it's hard to find the language to explain what this means to me. Let's just start with the next scene. There's a strange, very small, just random button, and it's gray, and it's over there. And again, okay, what? There's a small, strange, gray little button over there in the brown. And every day I'm shuffling, you know? But I like, what does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with the shoes? Do I have to go over there to push the button? Am I supposed to push the button? Should I not push the button? Am I even supposed to notice this? Like, am I supposed to be looking somewhere else? So this is part of the message as well. It's not necessarily straightforward, but there is something happening here. There is more to work with. As time passes in this journey, more is being revealed. It's a bit odd. It's a bit peculiar, but it's something, okay? And it's been breathable this whole time. I haven't felt stressed out. I haven't felt dismal. I haven't felt resistance, insecurity, fear. I haven't felt sad. I haven't felt anything like that. There's no frictiony energy. It feels breathable, okay? Now I have to make a decision. I've noticed this gray button. So now that this has been presented to me by the universe, I have to make a decision what this gray button means to me. So usually if it's a button, you push the button, right? Or you don't push the button. What if its meaning could simply just be it is a button? Why do we have to participate in touching it, in pushing it, in seeing what happens next? Why not just say, oh, there's a weird button, I'm going to keep shuffling past this one. Don't want anything to do with that button because I just choose not to, you know? So we're kind of being presented with an opportunity. So you get to decide what you want to do with this opportunity. It seems almost like hidden. Like, how in the world did I even notice that over there? And now that I noticed it, now I'm presented with, do I push it? Do I not push it? Do I just forget about it? Do I just keep moving on? But you see how it's not really loud? Like, this button thing is a small gray button in the midst of a lot of brown. And why isn't it a big red button? Why isn't it in my face? Why do I have to shuffle my way all the way over there just to interact with it? Like, so there's a detail coming out of the woodwork. I'm noticing it. It's an option, like, to do something with it. Maybe do nothing with it. That's also a choice. Yeah. There's a lot having to do with the mental body here. My throat. I'm starting to notice that Scorpio, it's been a little bit more complicated than it was known to be. And maybe it felt, maybe there was an awareness that things were complicated, but I'm now looking from another perspective, and I see the little old lady with the shoes feeling like she's shuffling is actually tied up with all kinds of spider webs. She's literally going nowhere. She's going nowhere. She's been going nowhere. What am I to make of this now? Clarity. Do you ever get, okay, life presents you with something and there's just no clarity that comes with it, so you're going to have to make some decisions without much to go off of. And you may even be wondering why this is the next thing for you. And what does this have to do with what I want to be doing right now with my life is something that seems outside the box. But the word clarity is coming to me here. Gaining clarity. Embrace, even use it as an affirmation. I'm ready for clarity. I'm ready to see clearly. I'm ready for clarification. I'm ready to download a grander understanding. I want more material to work with in order to make sense of. It's almost like in the beginning, you just got to go with what you get. So we're kind of shuffling through whatever we get. But as we continue to move through life, just going with what comes our way, going with what we get, we just do make the most of it as best we can, right? It's almost like time passes and there's eventually an opportunity where you just simply have this epiphany, like, I'm going to ask my higher self and my guides for clarity, for clarification, for an understanding here. I've been shuffling my way through these last few months, or shuffling through these last few weeks, just going with what comes. I'm ready for some more clarity. I'm ready for some explanations here, for a user manual, for crying out loud, give me more to work with. I'm done shuffling through. What's interesting still is that I still feel peaceful and breathable. It's not the end of the world. It's not that bad. Even seeing this woman in the spider webs, I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. But why is it still breathable? Why is it not that bad? It's still easygoing. It's still breathable. I'm being shown another scene. And it's kind of a magic trick where, and I wouldn't really fully understand the magic trick. It has to do with going inside of a box. Somebody would see that there was nothing inside, but then you shift, there's a mechanism and you shift things and now there's somebody inside. And it's sort of like you're walking into a box. You're part of something that is part of nothing, and now somehow you're part of something that is part of a bigger deal. And it was all a weird flip of the switch. It was all a single day. The universe shifted and Twilight Zone happened and you didn't even know, and now you're part of something. It's kind of like we're in a switch box, like, and it doesn't feel like, maybe it's just supposed to be kind of like this in January. I mean, this is what they're showing me. This is in its own way a code, or the, you know, in its own way, a puzzle to solve. But again, it's just easygoing. It's breathable. Is there really any puzzle to solve? Maybe it looks like it. Maybe there's nothing really here. Maybe we just need to keep shuffling, you know? You know, there are energy time periods where you can go into what could be like an intermission, like a transition from what is a cycle of time and lessons to be learned, where it just kind of hits this like borderland into the next phase, you know? So it's like this box you walk into, it didn't have a point. It's just sort of in the intermission box that now somehow the switch is flipped and now you're entering into the next phase. This could also be just a shuffling through an intermission into the next phase of your life. This could also be that. I will say the one constant here is it's breathable. I don't feel stressed out. I feel like I have room to breathe, air to breathe. I'm trying to figure something out. I'm trying to understand something, but it just doesn't come with a lot of explanation. I just simply don't know. There's feelings of I just simply don't know. I am seeing some things. I do have some images and some details to work with, but I just don't really know. I could use more clarity, higher self. A feeling of the intermission, the switch box, like I'm entering into a new phase of introducing new things into my life. So this is kind of what's coming to me. I wish it was more articulate, but I think this is articulate in its own way. This is also an expression of an experience that we can be going through. That this is what the spirit realm, the energies are wanting to show Scorpio about January. So I'll let you guys decide what it means to you. Okay, thank you so much for being a part of this experience with me. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm also on 2 other YouTube channels. You can find me at Abbey Normal and Abbey Psychic Services. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Have a great rest of your January.